Hey, Shameless fans, we are back with episode 8. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Look at Fiona's picture up there. You guys can't see this, but the YouTube picture for this song that's up right now is Fiona in a bikini. And she looks hot! What's up, guys?
Hey!
JJ, you're back!
Yay! I missed you guys so much.
We missed you too.
That felt like forever, and we just was not the same watching the show without you guys.
It is not at
No,
all.
not.
JJ, where can they find you on social media?
Hey guys, you can find me at JJ Jurgens.
Juliet.
Hey guys, you can find me at Bonjourjet on Instagram.
I'm out next week, so miss me
So
now.
they can't find you?
No, I'll be in Cuba of all places.
Oh!
Wow.
For
Yeah.
what? Secret meetings?
Yeah,
Got it.
me and the Cuban government.
Yeah.
We're conspiring.
Figured as much. Phil, where can they find you on social media?
Cuba next week.
Okay.
Telling you.
You better
And
be
it's
tweeting
on
some pictures
Snapchat?
of Cuba.
Do you have a Snapchat, Phil?
No.
All right, Phil, I'm going to skip right over you then.
Go ahead.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hayley Clover. I'm just such a mysterious man. Guys, we have a lot going on today. I know, Phil, you already told me that you liked the episode. What was your overall reaction of everything today?
Yeah, I liked it too. Lots of good stories. I really liked the Kevin Fiona moments tonight.
Me too.
I enjoyed those
Missed
a lot.
that.
Me too.
Me too. It was a great episode. Lots of highs and lows, but overall, very joyful episode. Always ends on a great note, as we've noticed throughout the season.
Yeah. So
Cameron tweeted that he loved working with William H. Macy. Tonight, in particular, because they had some great moments. So
yeah,
I
they
thought-
did. Oh, with the pepper spray and everything. Well, we'll definitely talk about Frank for sure. But I wanted to start off with little Liam. It's the first kind of scene that we see today. He walks down in his cute little polo. He looks so adorable
he
going to
does.
his private school. And that is when we see Frank, try to break into the house and take him to school. Were you surprised that Frank's still trying to take him to school? Like, he's still kind of being responsible for him in that way?
I think it's not really him being responsible. He just has a lot of pride. So I think he's just proud of Liam, and he's proud that he was able to impact the family in a certain way.
And get him into that school.
He's like,
Yeah.
I did that. So it makes him feel important in the house, and it's his way to get back into the house.
Right.
If he's bringing value.
Yeah. He finds out, too, that Fiona's no longer in charge, kind of in that moment when Ian is kicking him out. And I think he realizes right away, oh, that's my end. They need somebody back in the house to kind of take care of the things that they're not going to take care of. For example, the washing machine and the toilet being broken and all that kind of stuff, which he does fix. Or steals back and fixes. Do we think that Frank somehow works his way back in again?
He always does.
No.
No?
They extended an olive branch, but nonetheless, he's still sleeping downstairs of the laundromat in the couch. So I think it's, they recognize his moments of good, but he is not good. And right now, this is just advantageous for him because, as I said last episode, he's got nothing else going on. So, this makes sense for him at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, it is nice to see him actually doing some good things, though. Like, I am enjoying seeing him. Maybe every other time we're like, oh, no, what bad thing is he going to do next? So I like to see him doing some things that are actually helping out the family. And I'm glad that they're putting their foot down and not just being like, oh, yeah, he's great now, come on in. So I like where it's at right now, them, like, letting him help out. It was nice to actually, I thought it was a good moment when he was proud of Fiona for buying the laundromat and was like, good job, smart investment. So I was like, I think she needed a little... feel
she
good,
needed a lot of encouragement because, the laundromat is totally just, it's filled with mold. There's every problem that you could think of she has. So she definitely needed that, encouragement. And we'll talk about that a little bit later with her and the moment with Kevin, how everybody kind of comes to her, her side to get that running. But I wanted to get into Lip because there's a lot to talk about, and our fans are very invested in his storyline and education and his future. So he goes to his hearing. He's so genuine and emotional and sorry, and again, another awesome monologue from him. He's so good when they give him those solitary moments that we get to really kind of see into his character's soul. And you were rooting for him so much. Everybody was just so, nothing went wrong. And that's kind of how you knew it was, something's gonna go
Right.
wrong.
Yeah. Did you guys all think that it wasn't going to happen for him?
I was kind of torn. I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. I'm excited because this really is turning out to be his season. Last season was kind of, believe it or not, Frank and Fiona. And the focus has primarily been on Fiona over the years, but this is really his season. I like where they're going. For me, as soon as he didn't get it, that was going to be the real test, which he failed ultimately.
Right.
And I really didn't want that because, to your point, Hayley, when he opens up, it was the first time he's ever spoken about Frank in that way.
Right, and that was going to be what I said next. It was really kind of great to see that moment, even though he said, I hate to admit it, but we've been saying this forever that Frank is a genius, and that he does have this mind, and that is exactly where Lip gets it from, so it's kind of like, it was kind of nice to see that acknowledgement, but acknowledge that he went down a terrible path and he wants to be different than his dad, even though now he's doing the exact same thing Frank would have done.
Yeah, I agree. I actually remember just being naive, but I was hopeful that he was going to get back in. I just thought the way they've taken a storyline where we've seen him with the game changers, and I thought he was going down the bad path. So I thought, and I like to see the professor back. So I thought, oh, good. Let him back in. Let's just see where this goes on a positive note for his life. Yeah, and I was with you, Phil, when he took that news and went the complete worst possible route. I just breaks your heart.
Yeah, it's sad. Really sad. What about you, Juliet? Did you think that he was going to get back in? I feel like you probably didn't.
I didn't, just because I thought it'd be too good to be true.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah,
Too easy.
Too easy, and he's made a lot of mistakes. That it's just too easy for just like that for him to get back, and it was an amazing step for him to admit, okay, I have this pattern in my family. My father's this way. I don't want to be this way, and he admitted that. But if he were to be let back in the school, I'm not sure he's at a point where he'd be making better decisions. So,
Right.
I don't think he's proven himself yet.
What do we think now happens with Professor Ewan? Is he still around to kind of mentor him, or is Lip's education now kind of just totally on the back burner? He's not even going to think about it again because he can't open himself up like that too many times because he just knows he can't get hurt like that again, and he can't be that vulnerable. He's Lip.
I hope. Well, when at the end when he was fighting, Liam was like, no, I'm sorry. Ian was like, you don't need them, and he was like, you don't understand. And it's true. It's not the only school. I'm sure there's other ways. He's not the first kid in the world to get kicked out of school and get a bad record. So he needs to get to that point and be like, okay, I don't need them. I just need myself. I need to make better choices.
Well,
He needs a degree.
He needs a degree.
Yeah.
I think he needs to understand that his actions have consequences. And he used to think that just because he was smart, that was an excuse. And the one thing I like seeing his storyline, but I don't like what's happening with him and Fiona because they are going head to head. And I think, and especially now, he says that it was. He disagrees that it was a good investment. Obviously, at first he's about to have a nervous breakdown, but comes through. And the ironic part is because of the people that they're around, right? People were willing to kind of get together and do that for her. And Lip's always kind of his track to success is always singular, whereas with Fiona it's the neighborhood. So I really like that kind of dichotomy there, and I think she will be successful. And for him, I don't know. He's gonna have to really change something.
I was really sad too to see. I really liked the relationship with Sierra, and I know we've talked about the look in here before, and I thought not the look with him, but I thought for him it was in his kiss. Like he was so sweet with her and the way he kissed her. Like I felt like. I was just, as we were watching tonight, I'm like, I really like this relationship. I think they're good for each other. I thought it was good for him to be there, through what she was going through, and then I just again was disappointing when he went and did that and kind of, but which I was proud that what she said to him and not letting him in the house and not needing another addict in her life. That was a good strong moment for her, but made me sad for him for like sabotaging another good relationship.
Was it noble what he did?
No.
Like the intent?
No.
Maybe just getting him out of the place, maybe, but to
Earlier in the day, yes, when she walked out and he was on the porch and he just kind of, in the background kind of said, hey, she wants you to leave. She said no, but had no other action. Right. You could tell that was his genuine reaction when he was sober. That's how he would have reacted. But now that we see him drunk, no, it's not noble at all. He's just totally effed up, and is creating drama and is trying to, I don't know, maybe even get some attention just from people
it's
because
ego,
he needs.
too.
Yeah, he.
He is a great
whatever.
fighter. That kid was big, and he beat the shit out of him. I was
that
happy.
kid
I was proud of that fight. I'm not happy for the moment, but you get him, like, fuck
MMA
him
in
up.
his future, maybe? I mean,
Huh?
MMA in his future?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm surprised he
right?
hasn't tried to make money fighting in some kind of like underground
Yeah.
fighting, ring or whatever. Because he totally could.
Yeah,
Totally could.
badass.
That guy didn't say anything, though. He didn't say anything back. Nothing. Not even the first time. He did maybe say, hey, dude, stay out of this, which is probably anyone's normal reaction. But it was never, mean.
He was acting way more noble than Lip
Yes.
was.
Oh, it's so frustrating because I love Lip. And I want him to do so well. And kind of how Ian was talking during his hearing, saying, Lip does not deserve to be stuck in the ghetto. Yeah. He's just not doing anything to help himself.
And I completely agree with what you were saying. I thought that too in the first scene when he comes in, and I was like, oh, that's cute. He's on the porch. He's a few steps back. It's like, if you need me, I got you, but I'm not going to get involved. I do a little, not too much. And then it's like, what are you? You're just definitely drunk, and you want to hit something.
Right. And he was there.
Yeah.
For sure. You could tell, though, in the beginning that Sierra, when he said that, was like, absolutely not. Do not get involved.
Right.
Like, she gave that look so
Yeah.
clear. He should have known then that was off limits. Like, anything to do with that guy and her son, off limits.
Which is understandable.
Yeah. So, yeah, he totally screwed that one up. I am hoping that Professor Ewan sticks around. I like his character, and I like him for Lip. And now, after hearing Lip say that he needs that kind of person around him, it would be awful if he just kind of disappeared.
It would be, but if he's still like acting drunk all the time, you can't help anyone who doesn't want to help themselves.
Well, that's true. Very true.
That is the best thing that Sierra did, though, as you pointed out. Just let him go. Because I appreciate her because she's smart enough to know, like, hey, I gave you a shot and you messed it up, so don't just get to come in and say, oh, I'm really sorry.
Right.
Get out of here.
Yep.
I agree. Well, we've got Kev and V and Svetlana still kind of in this confusing throuple relationship. I love that word. I feel really bad for Kev this episode. I don't know what your thoughts are on their relationship, but more than ever, I could see how genuinely upset and scared he was by the fact that he may lose V, or he feels like he's losing V to this person that lies to them all the time or doesn't even know really what the truth is. And so I did feel really bad for him. First, Svetlana steals his titty van, which he just loves so dearly. We
A
find
man's
out
titty van is very,
you don't
very
touch
sacred.
another man's titty van. Yeah.
That's right. You just don't. There's certain things that off limits.
It was sad at moments, but I was very proud of him, like owning his power at certain times. And he's like, no, it's how it's gonna be. And I was proud of V to, he got mad for a second, and she was like, okay. She was still listening to him. So that
I
was
feel like
important.
we don't get to see him that mad all the time. Like, he's very, sarcastic and kind of mad, but never like he put his foot down
exactly
mad.
standing his ground.
Well, he's not going to be, he's sometimes the butt of the jokes, and he wasn't going to let himself be the butt of the joke at that point. I'm kind of torn because I liked how Fiona and Kev had a great moment, but I don't agree with what Fiona said about Svetlana. And I don't know if I
So
side
let's talk
with
about Svetlana, because Fiona said that she was, a con artist. She knows one when she sees one. Her dad is one. She never has trusted her. So you do trust Svetlana? You think she's in this for the,
I mean, her methods might not be the best, but I think she's well intentioned, and she's she's making them money. She's been part of the family. She lied about this thing, and I know it's very off-putting to Kev, but I think you just got to go with it, and just trust it. I don't know.
I'm torn with how I feel about her now, because I did always agree with you, and I felt like she was
She
doing
was always
things.
like a funny character.
Right.
Like, we were always laughing at her, and I don't know if I feel like that as much anymore.
Me neither. Something's starting to turn a little bit for me, and the fact that she lied to him about the father and having sex. I don't know. Now it seems like she does always have the next scheme, you know. It's like now making passports now, like I don't know. So now I'm starting to distrust and just wonder. Yeah, now
Like,
it's
how is
making
everything so readily available? Like you
Yeah.
said, how is like she's already on to the next thing, or she knew that she could do that with the titty van and then start this new
Yeah.
business, and it was for them. But like, yeah, it's just I don't think a normal thought to anybody else.
And it makes me sad because I like Kevin V back together, and it hurts that I can see where Kev's scared that V is maybe more in love with Svetlana right now.
Right.
Couple of things. First thing, I think it's just the way she's wired. She has an instinct of survival, so it's always next scheme, next scheme. It's just her way to survive. She always needs to go to the next thing to make money, and keep doing that. So, and I kind of think that that relationship, it kind of stems from that. I think she definitely loves V more than she loves.
Well, she even said that. I mean, she said to Kev, "We don't need love. We need desire and what
Like.
like. Yeah, we need like and desire. And do you desire me?" And then grabs his dick. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like that's just that's their relationship. It's sex. That's really it. But that she is, with V, love. They need.
But he wasn't
love.
complaining.
He said she has nice tits.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, remember even back in, like, Kev found it very sexy when V was kind of taken over as a parent to the kids, right? And that's a quality that he found very sexy, even though, remember a couple seasons ago, she was kind of battling with, motherhood, if you will. And so I'm surprised that, V's kind of turned around, and now she sees, like, I mean, the kid's going to probably go to college if enough money is saved up.
Well, I think that's why she loves Svetlana. Is she's a provider, which Kevin was not necessarily for her. I mean, they did their best, but they weren't making money. Svetlana knew how to turn the business around, create, probably even like a normal bank account, just all of these things. They have a lot more stability financially, and I think that definitely does help you fall more for somebody that can provide for you.
Yeah, I agree. And I think VCs, that's time to grow up.
What do we think happens now? Because Kevin, Fiona, he's helping Fiona, and you could see immediately that V's reaction was, "Oh, you're helping Fiona," and he said, "We'll talk about it later," but it didn't stop him from going back there to help her. Do we see their relationship coming back now, V and Fiona?
I think it will eventually. I think maybe not till the end of the season. I think this might be one of the first steps to kind of get things back. But
Do we think Kevin V's relationship is going to change? Do you think he somehow, or he decides to leave the throuple
Well, he's sleeping on the couch tonight,
at Fiona's?
so
Yeah.
that's not a way to handle confrontation head on.
No, but I'm also not totally mad at somebody if they need to like step out and just take a break for a second. If it's just one night, whatever.
I hope he explains that to V in that way.
Right.
I think Svetlana's going to mess something up. I don't know.
I just
Why, I
don't
just think-
see how that can work forever.
I don't either. I think something's going to come out. Prediction. I don't know.
There's still something with the kid adoption that sticks in the back of my head. Like something there is gonna end up, weird somehow. I mean, she has rights to these kids now. If she decides to leave somehow, whatever. There's something in the back of my mind that's like, that's gonna go haywire.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I disagree.
Well, it's good. I hope it doesn't happen, but for some reason, I got a feeling. So Kev goes to Fiona to ask for advice because he doesn't really know how to handle this entire situation. And in return ends up helping Fiona. And she has her little breakdown where she's like laughing hysterically, which is really funny because then he starts laughing. He's like, I don't know what we're laughing about. And then she just loses it and starts crying. Very real moment for me because I've done that. Like you just get to a point where something
You've
is
owned a laundromat and you've tried to fix
and
it.
the tiles and like the mold.
Ceiling
It's just so bad. No, where just something is just so overwhelming that you kind of like try to laugh it off, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, like that's real. So that was a real moment for me, but I was excited to see their interaction again because I do miss those friends. I miss those friends. That was a big part of the first however many seasons, and then to have it gone, it's like a breakup happened, I don't know. What were your thoughts on seeing Kevin and Fiona back together?
It was good. They're like you're saying, that friendship's so important because they have each other's backs. They take care of each other. And even in the earlier seasons, it was like where's the phone? The phone's next door. Or we don't have this. Go grab this. And they were just like constantly going back and forth. And they
It
need
was like
each
another
other.
room of the house.
Yeah, it definitely 100%. So I'm really glad, and she needs that support, and it's tough when you're like friends, I think, with a couple sometimes.
Right.
And it's good that he's like, yeah, she'll probably be mad, but I need you right now. Like, you're my friend. And so I thought that was a very sweet thing that they stood their ground and they acknowledged that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I enjoyed it a lot, and I think I really applaud him for doing what he did ultimately.
Yeah.
He saw that she needed help, and rather than just give you can give her a hug and say, well, but she needed actual real help, and if she's going to succeed in this is what she needed. And so I'm glad he stepped up, and the biggest thing, like just seeing even Frank. I understand his motive and all that, but it's just such a sweet moment that the neighborhood came together to help her out.
Right.
For free drinks, granted, but nonetheless, the neighborhood got together.
That the what was the guy's name from the bar that is a contractor, I think, or he's a construction worker?
Yeah,
So
lip work for him.
Yeah, it knew.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He knew exactly what to do. I mean, she was like just a moment of relief there. It was really funny too when he asked her if she had any tools, and she just lifted up the spatula. He was able to bring in the tools and all that kind of stuff. What about Fiona using Etta's credit card to buy her floor tiles and ceiling tiles? Does this go farther than the floor tiles and ceiling tiles, or does it stop there?
I think it stops there. And you know what? It didn't bother me because, like she said, she didn't do the inspection. So it was kind of like, well, it's also if Etta had a little more of her mind with her, that she might have told her some of the problems with the laundromat. So I didn't bother me that Fiona did that, because I felt like she's buying everything else, hot tubs, TVs, whatever. So at least this went back into the business. But I don't see her charging those up and yeah.
I think she's always going to take care of Etta, and I think in this regard, the faster the laundromat gets on track, the better Etta's home can be. I think she will kind of she's not just investing in the laundromat, but she's also going to take care of Etta.
We don't think that once the laundromat gets up and running, that Fiona, kind of tries, makes it even better and better, kind of like she did with Patsy's Pies, and tells Etta, eventually, sorry, got to get out, or like all of her cats. You can't run a laundromat with 1,000 cats running around, like that kind of stuff. Eventually, to make this
I think she'll
successful,
figure out
it has to go.
Yeah.
She'll figure out a way to house the cats,
so too.
upstairs or better or something.
Right. Yeah. Or have a room with
Or even bring her to her home or
yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I see this relationship continuing. And I even thought, I wrote it up maybe at the end too, when Etta passes away. She said she has tons of cash. Maybe she leaves money to Fiona too. But yeah, I don't see her kicking her out of there. Because I feel like she thinks she's part of the neighborhood, and that's part of the reason why she wanted to buy in the neighborhood, and once, isn't going to take all her money and turns. So yeah, so I see her staying.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Should we talk about things you can wash in the laundromat?
Yeah, that'd be great. Phil's underwear.
That too. They are dirty. However, what? Listen.
You got skid marks, Phil?
We're gonna, in comedy you have to,
for
and
sure.
yes, right? I didn't
All
want
guys have skid marks.
Why do they? It's so funny that guys
Seriously,
have
like, why?
skid marks.
All
Yeah.
right.
Just more powerful.
Listen,
farts.
I was willing to go with it. Now I'm not. Now I'm just not. All right.
I had
back
to get my one in for the day.
Back to what's at hand. One of our great sponsors today is called Bowl and Branch, and they're organic, comfortable, the most softest sheets that you can ever sleep on. And with the holidays coming up, they're the perfect gift. You don't have to worry about wrapping them up. They come already wrapped. Shipping is free. It's one of the things that we think about least. We always try to jip, sleep in terms of how much we spend for these things, and sleep is something you do. You spend a third of your life sleeping, so you might want to get comfortable sheets.
I need new sheets.
These are definitely comfortable, even for your guests. Why not get them for your guests? With the holidays coming up, they're 100% organic cotton sheets, which means that they start out super soft and even softer over time. Plus, they last long. Everyone loves Bowl and Branch sheets. They have thousands of 5-star reviews. Even 3 U.S. presidents sleep on Bowl and Branch sheets.
Do we know which ones?
That's a secret I'll never tell.
My guess is Abraham Lincoln.
He might have. And you get to try them out for 30 nights. So if you're not thrilled, just send them back and you get the refund. So right now, for our listeners, order at bowlandbranch.com. Get $50 off a set of sheets. That's $50 off bowlandbranch.com. Promo code podcast1 ONE. So that's podcast1 PODCASTONE.
$50, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's great.
You know, try
Sweet.
it. What do you got to lose?
Bowlandbranch.com. It's awesome. And if you need to wash them, head on over to the laundromat.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Debbie. So, even though the episode itself was, fairly positive, or it wasn't one of those episodes where we were emotionally drained afterwards, it does end. It does end in a terrible way. As much as we, may say Debbie shouldn't have had Franny, or it wasn't in her future's best interest to be a mother at the moment, it does not mean that you don't feel bad when someone steals her baby. Mm-hmm. I knew that it was going to happen, though. I mean, I could see it immediately, right when the sister of Derek came back. I was like, oh, great. Not only is Child Protective Services going to come in, they're going to be involved as well. And it's not fair because you didn't want to help the baby when it was born. It's not fair to do it now. I mean, tell me your reactions on all of this, because this whole situation makes me really mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and you could just tell on their faces, when she invited him over, and then when she was at their house, like that. I mean, they're cropping her out of the photos. They were just mean, and you could tell it was just. I just knew they had a plan to do that too.
Yeah.
I just knew it.
I knew it too. And when she pulled out her phone and she's filming her screaming at her,
Yes.
it's like, what do you? It proves like in this day and age, you obviously everyone's gonna film you. You have to act your best always, but of course, she's gonna scream when someone steals her baby.
Yeah, I'd freak out and say I was going to kill you too. Are you kidding? Give me back my
Yeah.
baby. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's nuts. What do you think, Phil?
You do have a point about them not wanting to have the kid right off the bat, but I think if you're Debbie, you really kind of have to stop and think and say, is this a good option for Franny?
Yeah, but why does it have to be one or the other? It's like, you're taking my baby.
Yeah.
You haven't been there since the beginning. So okay, you help me out. It's like sometimes spend time at their house, at my house. Like, they can unite. I want them to unite.
By the
I
way,
agree.
Well, Debbie's got to have that.
They kidnapped the baby, guys. They stole the baby. They can't they don't have any rights to take this baby. It's the dad gave up his rights completely. So they're not just allowed to take it. Like, Debbie should have called the police immediately and said, hey, I'm at the house where these people just stole my baby.
Yeah, and I so wish you would have just done that. I mean, obviously, in the moment anyone stole my baby, I'd do the same thing. But it's like, knowing they already had video of her, I wish you would have just done that. Yeah, and God, I had another thought I was going to say, and I just totally spaced it. But I think, yes, I would have liked to have seen them have a relationship, because I think it is great for the baby to know the aunt and the grandmother and stuff. But yeah, they could have worked out, hey, maybe you take the baby for 3 days, I have it for 4, worked out some sort of visitation or something where she did, so we could see Debs get some help with it, but still get, to be a parent.
I think she did. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think she didn't do that because she's so
so
afraid.
Scared to lose her anyway.
So they're gonna be like, you what kind of mother are you to be let someone kidnap your baby? You should be watching your baby. What's
And I understand.
not fit
I
to
get that.
yeah
for sure.
I don't think my issue. She didn't go into that conversation genuinely. She just wanted, she came in there to con them, so that way, what is it? DCFS.
Well, right.
So they could vouch for her. Had she gone into it with the intent that you're talking about, JJ, then it could have been a different conversation.
Or left them out of it. They didn't really need to be there at the moment for DCFS. They had come in and already looked at her house, and they haven't said anything since, so we can assume that they approved the house or the living situation where the baby was in. I mean, like you were saying, she needed to think about Franny, and if that was the best thing for her, I think she needed to think about Franny going to see the grandmother and this girl who clearly who clearly is not trying to help Debbie at all. She's the one that turned her in. So I don't think Debbie needed to go and see them at all. But at the same time, originally Debbie wanted that big family, so that's still probably in the back of her mind that she wants a bunch of people around her and Franny.
But I think like what Phil said, this wasn't about her getting the family.
Well, right.
It was all about the DCFS. But it was
Yeah.
about that. So yeah, so I think they did probably read through her intentions as well, knowing that she's not there to make a family.
Right. Well, now we see Monica's back.
Ugh.
We're seeing scenes for next week.
Goodness.
Monica is back and smashing the windows.
That is not going to help.
House. Monica doesn't help, guys. That's not in her vocabulary. She thinks she's helping. She's just a big old mess.
Yeah, you know what? That's traits of Lip. I think he, because Lip was in the, Lip thought in his own way he was helping, but he wasn't. And Monica in her own way, here's the thing. I don't know what it is, but there's certain people that as soon as you tell them something, their initial reaction in terms of helping is like, oh, let's go smash their window. Or let's beat the shit out of them. Like
Yeah.
there's other methods if you actually want to solve the problem.
Instead of saying like, "Hey, I'm the other grandma.
Yeah.
Let's talk and give me my baby back. Give me my daughter's baby back."
Let's talk and give me my baby back.
Yeah.
I want my baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back. Daddy's baby should be back.
Baby back. Now, do we have any predictions for next week?
I think I already said my.
And now, your
Loving
AfterBuzz
the
TV
Very
predictions.
holiday.
That's great face.
I already said my one. The only one I had for the night that is going to stay around and possibly leave Fiona money.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if I have predictions, but I'm actually really excited to see whenever Veronica comes back to town, because as we see in the preview, her interactions with Frank. Are they going to get it on or not? That's our biggest question.
Not this time.
Yes.
Not
They
this time.
always have to. That's just them. They're just going to be attracted to each other when they're around. And
Why?
Going to hump like bunnies and then
Why?
she'll be out of
They're
They're
here.
so
both
cute.
gross.
That's why.
Yeah,
They
but they
belong
clearly
together.
liked each other
Yeah.
before. I mean,
And then
they had
also,
like
I'm really
12 kids together.
yeah. Again, it's not really predictions, but I'm really excited to see how Ian and her interact, because now that last time correct me if I'm wrong, last time they saw each other, she was there. She like kind of took him away, and they're gonna go live
Yeah,
together.
she's in that trailer with the guy.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know if she's gonna pull him back. I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see that.
No,
She
we
better
got
not.
Trevor.
I think he's too, focused now with work and and Trevor for him to fall back into that pattern. I hope.
I hope it rubs off on her. Maybe she'll stick around. I don't know. All right, go on.
I don't want her to stick around. Get the hell out of here.
I agree.
I agree. I don't want her back.
Me too.
You guys like
Same with her and
chaos.
Sammy.
No,
I don't need
I-
Sammy to come back either.
No.
Even
Sammy
though I
and
met
the
the
kid.
actress in real life who plays Sammy, and she's super nice. Really nice. Would have been fun to have her on.
It would have. We get moments of Kev, so I think we'll see that. Overall, they've been teasing lighter moments, even though I think there's going to be darker moments with Lip that perhaps they don't want to reveal to us just yet.
Well, like you said, we haven't had that big,
Right.
terrible dark moment yet. And our
I think
guest
it's Lip.
Ruby last episode, she couldn't say much, but she did say, you're on a.
I think
You're on
Debs
the
and
right
Debs
track.
and Lip are the two ones that are going to have it the hardest. I think everyone else has had it. I think even Kev V and Svetlana, as much as it's building, I think they'll make up fairly easily in the Shameless
Yeah.
world.
Do you think we would ever see a suicide?
Well, see, I was just gonna. Oh, I hate that you said that, because I was just gonna say this is the show where our characters come in and out, but they're not dying. Like, we haven't had a death yet, and it's terrible that that's in the back of my mind. But
Mine
I keep
too.
thinking.
So Lip,
I think
I
Lip.
keep thinking there's gonna be a death at some point. Yeah. Oh God, no! I'll cry.
okay,
I will cry too,
Let's
but I
rewrite
kind of
this.
think that that's what's going to happen.
No. Let's do. How about this? Okay, he's gonna want to do it, but Fiona comes in at the last moment,
Saves him.
saves him, but yells at him like, "Are you stupid? You're gonna give up everything just because things aren't going your way?" And she's gonna shame him into. I think that and I think
Shame him into not.
I think season ender, he's going to try to do it.
and we're not gonna.
She's
know
going to
what
find
happens.
him, and we're not going to know if he lives, if he's dead or alive.
That is a big
And
prediction.
then I
there,
think he'll
JJ.
be back. I think he'll be alive next season.
These- what the hell's wrong with you people?
Happy Thanksgiving!
Jesus.
Well, because it's Shameless, and they got to do something to like
But no,
rip our hearts
To kill
out before
somebody?
the end.
I agree though, No, we haven't had one. It's been 7
No.
seasons.
Nope.
This is the 7th season. How
Oh,
is it not
every show
happening?
must have a suicide in it?
No, not
Well-
a suicide, but you usually do see some big character die or they kill
This is
someone.
the
else.
freaking Walking Dead. Come on.
But
No,
in this type
Phil,
of
they're
family,
all dead in that show. That's the difference.
and like he's gonna be so. Where does he go now? All of his like.
He's
feels
not going to have
alone, he
any
doesn't-
motivation
No.
to do anything. He's not going to go back to school. He's not going to want to get a job. He's definitely just going to give up. Oh no, that's the biggest prediction we've ever
What
had.
if Fiona say the Gallaghers never give up? Get the fuck up.
Well, Frank gave up. I mean, he doesn't give up truly, but he gave
Frank
up
never
on,
gives
but he
up.
gave up on his, using his brain in a good way or trying to accomplish a career or stuff like that. Well, on that note,
Thanks a lot, Hayley.
it was your
Great.
fault.
We have so much to be thankful for this year. Suicides, alcoholism.
Oh man, well that is a good topic for you guys to comment along with us though
Yeah.
on YouTube. I would like to hear your predictions for the rest of the season, or do you agree with JJ? Totally disagree? Let us know, and you can also subscribe on YouTube. That way you can follow all of the other after shows that AfterBuzz has to offer. But JJ, if you have any more depressing comments on Twitter, where can they find you?
I hope it doesn't happen. Let me just say that. So, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You can follow me at JJ Jurgens or JJ.Jurgens on Instagram.
Okay, happy Thanksgiving again.
Did you say happy birthday? Happy birthday to
Happy
whoever.
birthday, Phil. We missed a birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Kevin.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Phil,
Our
let's tell
creator.
you about you
Moments.
for a second.
Yeah.
Jeez. Bonjour Juliet on Instagram.
Yes. Please follow me.
Perfect. Phil, where can they find you somewhere, please?
PD Svitek
Woohoo.
and in Cuba, apparently, for the
Good.
next couple of days.
And he'll be tweeting out pictures of his skid marks. And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hayley Clover. We'll be back next
I'm never going on with your
weekend.
jokes anymore. See, I thought I was I thought I
They're
was
not
being a
jokes.
comedian.
You admitted to having skid marks. Guys, we will see you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
I'm off the panel.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.